Occidental College has decided to tackle sexual assault and rape on its campus by creating a new online program where women and men that go to the campus can report any type of sexual harassment or assault or rape anonymously. It's known as the Sexual Violence Anonymous Reporting System. And a group of people on Reddit, it's a subreddit for men's rights activists, are very upset about it because they feel that anyone can anonymously make any type of claim that they want, and then of course someone is accused and the university will take action against them. Now, what these men's rights activists did is they decided to start filing reports on the system that were completely faulty, they were made up. And just to give you an example of what they said feminists at Occidental College created an online form to anonymously report rape and sexual assault. You just fill out a form and the person is called into the office on a rape charge. The victim never has to prove anything or reveal identity. So what they decided to do, as I mentioned, is they went on there, they started making false reports and false claims. One person said, looks like there is an epidemic at Occidental, particularly female-on-female assault. Even though most of these will be scrubbed, I promise the numbers will be kept and used to justify the programs. Another Redditor wrote, I like this, where can I fill it in? I've been raped all over the place. Let's get submitting, boys. Has anyone been raped by the Dean of Women's Studies? Surely somebody.
So, haha, they're spamming this so that they basically overload the system and make a mockery of it. Now, I have an interesting take on this. First of all, I think the guys filling out the fake rape forms are despicable and stupid, okay? And so let me be clear about that. What are you doing, right? Because somebody could legitimately have been raped, and they're trying to get some sort of, they're trying to address that in some way, and you're making a mockery of it. If you saw the person who was raped, I don't think you'd do it, right? But you're anonymous and you're online and you're having fun. Ha ha, I got raped too by the Dean of Women's. It's not funny, right? And you're not a comedian, so I'm totally against it. Now, on the other hand, okay, I don't agree with Occidental College. And I think you could have picked a more constructive way of fighting back against this program, right? Now, I'm curious to what your opinion on it is, but if somebody called me and said, you were anonymously reported as a rapist, I would be livid, livid. No, look, there's too much sexual assault on campus. We've covered that story, right? And the universities have to do a lot better job in addressing it. Sometimes they sweep it under the table because they don't want it to hurt their numbers, right? That's an egregious story. But this is not the right way to handle it. Now, they say here that the data is intended to identify and address troubling trends, and it will not result in anyone going through the grievance process. But they also say that the Dean of Students' Office will meet with that person to share that the person was named in an anonymous report and ask that person if the allegations are true. So in other words, yeah, of course they know who you are and they do call you in, and maybe they don't file formal charges against you because your accuser is anonymous and they can't file charges against you, but you've got the scarlet letter. Yeah. And now, this is problematic, if you ask me, in a couple of different ways, right? Number one, it's not fair to you. Number two, people could make it up.
Yeah, you have to really focus on what you want the end result to be, right? So let's say you are a victim of rape. If you anonymously report that rape, okay, so maybe some sort of investigation can go forward, but the reality is, if you want to press charges, or you want to ensure that that person is not placed in a dorm near you, or you want to get them out of that university, and the rape allegations are true, the reality is, you need evidence. You can't just go on a website and accuse someone of rape and hope that the university handles it. There needs to be a rape kit, there needs to be some sort of evidence indicating that he or she did something that was illegal and wrong. And if you don't identify yourself and you don't provide that evidence, nothing is really going to happen. And you're right, Cenk, the only thing that it really succeeds in is kind of tarnishing the name of someone without really providing the evidence to indicate that he or she did what they're accused of. So I don't think that it's going to achieve what we really want to achieve. If universities are serious about addressing cases of sexual assault and rape, what needs to happen is when a woman or a man comes to you and says, hey, this happened to me, and here is some evidence, I want to go to a doctor, I want to get a rape kit or whatever, the university has to take that seriously and launch an investigation, and so do authorities.
Yeah, and you can't be worried about your numbers. Oh, people aren't going to come if they find find out there's been too many sexual assaults on campus, because that's what they're concerned about. But look, so the subreddit guys were wrong in doing this, if you ask me, obviously, right?
The way that they executed their message was not appropriate. However, I understand where they're coming from, because some people might be vindictive. They might utilize this website to just harass someone or tarnish their name or what have you.
Right. But what would be far worse abuse of this is if people started putting in the names of guys they just didn't like, that they felt had wronged them in some other way. And that has a dual problem. One, you're totally screwing that guy over in an unbelievably unacceptable way. That's not a light charge. That's a really, really heavy charge to smear someone with. And you think it's not just the dean of students? God knows how many people find out about that, right? God, the anger I would have if someone falsely accused me is unbelievable, right? So I understand and sympathize there. And the second thing you're doing is screwing over people who actually got raped, right?
Exactly.
Because then people say, well, I don't know, man. I don't know what's real and what's not real. Remember when they said Bobby did, and it turned out it was his ex-girlfriend who was just pissed at him? Or it turned out it was Joe from class who didn't like him and thought, oh yeah, I'll get him, I'll show him, but
and by the way,
pull out this fake report.
Just to be absolutely clear, we have no evidence that there's some epidemic of female college students going on there and falsely accusing people of rape. However, with that said, again, if you want to address this very serious issue, you have to provide evidence. You can't just say, I got raped on a website or an online forum and expect someone to handle it. There needs to be some sort of evidence. Again, I know I said it like for the billionth time, but it's just, I think it's not going to get anything done. I don't understand what the university thinks is going to happen. Let's say someone actually did rape a female college student and she anonymously reports it. Okay, so you call him into the office and what do? You like wag your finger at him? You have no evidence, so you can't press any charges or launch an investigation. So it doesn't do anything.